Food for thought. Bet on yourself. Put all your chips on to yourself. Because the worst thing that happens is that you fail, and that you learn, and that you grow, and then you succeed. Success is inevitable with attempts. You are bound to be successful. And when you have time on your side, that's all you have. That's literally all the chips that you have on your hand. Whether you are, I don't even know, whatever age that you are not too old to bet on yourself. Yes, you might have responsibilities and more adult things, but you can still bet on yourself in small ways. You can still take educated risks on yourself to be able to get to that next level of what you have been wanting. Because do not count yourself out that you are to this, to that, not enough, not this, not that. Because you can do that. You can set those mental obstacles up in your head that you are not enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not kind enough. I am not enough. Or I am too vocal. I am too loud. I'm too whatever. Because once you see your weaknesses as a strength, you can fully fall into them. You can 110% fall into that weakness and trust in yourself. Sometimes it's really easy to think about not knowing what you want to do. But then you can see that as a strength of, oh, I don't know what I want to do, so I'm going to be open about what I potentially want to do. Or if you don't feel like you are enough, then find ways that you are enough. That, oh, I really like my hair today. Oh, I think my outfit's really cute. Oh, I don't know. Just small things that you can build your confidence within yourself. And that's all that it really matters, is that just, I don't know if you've, I'm not really big on poker. I don't really play it that often, but I've played it before. But all you have to do, throw in some chips, put it on, I don't know, bluff if you want, bluff with your face, your body position, your posture, the way that you walk, the way that you talk, because you can bluff your way. You might not bluff it the first time. You might not bluff very well the second time, or the 5th, or the 10th, or the 12th. But as you do life and as you play poker, I do not promote gambling there, but just more as a fun activity, not as a addictive thing. But yes, just a PSA. But do it responsibly, I should say. But regardless, I think that you just need to get better to bet on yourself. Because obviously with poker, you are not going to be good the first time that you do it, because you're betting on cards that you honestly might not even know. You might not even know your hand, like the cards that you have, your hand. That's what it's called, like cards, like the hand that you have. But you don't know what the cards in your hand are. It might be a royal flush. It might be, I don't know all the analogies, a run or something. But you do not know what it means. And then you might have the best hand, the best set of cards, and then you might fold. But you don't know that. And you might have folded on a really good card, and then you did. But then you learned that's a really good card to have. And then the next time you do better and you understand what you have, you understand your strengths, the good cards that you want and that you have, and then your weaknesses, cards that you really don't really want to have, but then you have to bluff through it. And that's honestly life. Life is all about betting on yourself and your capabilities of your good cards, your strengths, everything that you have and that you know and that you trust. And then looking at the cards that you don't necessarily want to have, maybe some things that you can work on. I really kind of stray away from using the word weakness, because it's more of the perspective of areas where you can improve on. Because I think weakness has a negative connotation of oh, this is bad. This is something I'm bad at. I can't get better at it. But it's rather you can say that your strengths and your areas of improvement, because you see areas of improvement as the opportunity and the ability to get better. And I think like going back to like one of the classes that I took like my freshman year, I had a class that talked about grit and the open-mindedness versus closed-mindedness perspective. And I think trying to shift that word from weaknesses to areas of improvement is kind of that open-mindedness. Yeah, it's the win, sorry. But it's kind of going back to, I forgot what I was gonna say, but it was like, oh, the word yet. When some people say, oh, I am not good at poker, I am not good at driving, I am not good at cooking, baking, you are not good at a skill. Okay? Yet. Add the word yet. Y-E-T, yet. Yes. Because it acknowledges where your areas of improvement can occur. I need to get better at baking. I need to get better at cooking. I need to become a better student, worker, employee, significant other, yada, yada. Yet. Because that yet part gives you mentally the opportunity to continue to grow. Because if you still allow yourself that ability to have that yet, that, oh, I'm not good at this, but I still have yet to grow. So then you can grow. You can get to this point. And it's hard. It's really hard to trust yourself and bet on yourself. Because I know I've talked about this, but, oh, I'm gonna bring up 2 references that I've already referenced, but I just like think they are such good core references. But I forgot one of them. Anyways, one of them. It was by Leila Hormozi or something, or Hormoni. I hope you really know what I'm talking about. But Alex's wife, she said her mentor is not the best because he did it the best that he's not the best, but he did it 10 times the amount of times as the best did to become the best. Because it's not about, oh, I have to be meticulous, I have to be perfect, the perfectionist that we all sometimes have within us. But it's rather about trying in as many times as you can. Because honestly, I think you learn so much more from when you are wrong, when you fail, because it's that sting, it's that emotional drive of being wrong. You're like, who in their right mind in the beginning emotionally wants to be wrong? Because then you feel dumb, then you feel stupid, then you feel all these things that you're like, nah, man, I don't want to feel this. Like, I can't deal with this sting of failure. So then you learn from it. And so then you analyze it. And you understand where you could have done better. You understand where you went wrong. And that is where it comes down to trial and error. You betting on yourself. You give, whatever. You allow yourself to fail. You allow yourself the opportunity to be wrong. Because I don't really know if you're on like the creator side. Like I don't know, regardless. I've seen on TikTok that like one of the things that one of the like creators said was the thing that stops people from creating is perfection. And then they don't go anywhere, and then they don't start anywhere, and then they're just here. And they're just stuck here because they aren't creating, they aren't trying, they aren't moving forward, and they're not doing more things to get to this point of looking back and being like, oh, wow, that's really cute. That was a really cringy video. I know how to improve that now. Because all it takes is you betting on yourself to go from here, posting your video, trying it out, doing whatever, and then you get to the point of, dang, you've made progress. Because you can't have progress without trying. You really can't. Oh, this is what I was going to say, I think. I don't know. It was one of the references. But it's either, no, this was like an earlier thought, but you, sorry, you either win or you either learn. There is no losing. Because like I was saying, it ties back and back and back and back to the idea that all you have to do is try and fail and learn to be comfortable with that and to learn that it's okay to fail. Because I have failed, you have failed, we have failed, and the entire population of the country, of the nation, of the world has failed. And I think one of the things that brings me back and grounded is I want you just to like imagine the globe, right? And so you zoom in on your location, right? And you see the place that you live, you see the place that you work, you see you. But then you zoom out. You zoom out some more. You see your province, you see your state, you see whatever your area is called. Then you zoom out. And then you see your country. And then you're like, zoom out some more. And then you see your continent. And then you zoom out to the world and you spin it. And you see that your world is so small. Your world, I'm so guilty of this, so do not feel bad because I'm literally calling out myself. That my world is so small, but the world is so big. And that, yes, it's daunting, it's scary, it's literally 1,010 words that you can describe. But 10 years from now, is it going to matter that you failed? And that you failed? And that we failed? No. All that really matters from a bigger picture is that you have changed and that you've learned and that you've grown and that you've taken risks on yourself. And honestly, it's about trusting yourself enough to bet on yourself. Like literally, trust on yourself that you can make this mac and cheese without burning it and setting off the fire alarm and making everybody evacuate out of the dorm. I'm kidding. That didn't happen, but a fire alarm did happen though. Very fun. And then, I digress, but yeah. And then you move on to cooking another one. And then you even go to the part of box macaroni. And then you go into the point of buying the macaroni shells and then adding some real cheese instead of your powdered cheese. And then you might even become ambitious and make your pasta and adding your cheese. Because you could not have gotten to being the best cook that you could have been over here without being back at burning your mac and cheese in the microwave and making everybody evacuate. Because you literally just have to bet on yourself. And going back to the poker cards, let's say you go into your, 10th round, your 10th match of poker, and you get a royal flush, and you don't need to bluff, and you don't need to practice those skills that you've been practicing, and that you bet it all in, and then you win. You would not have gotten that success without betting on yourself from the very beginning of learning how to play poker. So just trust in yourself. Trust in everything that you have, because you will get there. You will get there when you are supposed to. And even if that takes so many failures in between, bet on yourself one more time, because the next time might be your winning hand. Food for thought.